Recently, the crypto market has been looking like the beginning of a Roaring Kitty livestream.
Oh, am I okay? Oh, shit. Help. Send help. Send help.
So is this just the beginning for the crypto market, or is it going to remain on life support? Before we get into crypto, just look at this GameStop chart. It looks like it has come back down here to fill its second gap, and maybe this is a good buying opportunity if you think it's still going to explode. But Roaring Kitty didn't really mention anything other than him believing that the company is actually a good bet long term, and it doesn't really seem like it's being overly shorted by hedge funds or anything like that this time necessarily. So there's probably not the same opportunity for a short squeeze like there was last time. But with Roaring Kitty being talked about by all of the mainstream media, all the celebrities, and him having more than 600,000 viewers of his very first live stream in almost 4 years, it seems like there's a lot of people who are really interested in making some meme stocks pump. But like I said in one of my videos a couple of weeks ago, I think that once they make a Hollywood movie about it, it's probably a little bit too late to get invested. I could be wrong though, and I really hope that all the people that are YOLOing into GameStop recently do actually make some money, but as for me, I'm not going to be buying the stock. In my opinion though, this is a really great indicator that there is a lot of people who want to invest in memes, and in my opinion, I think the best memes that are going to be making people life-changing money can probably be found in the crypto market. Recently on the Bitcoin daily chart, we did see the 20-day moving average break above the 50-day moving average, and this is what they call a silver cross. That combined with it trying to make some higher lows right here makes me think that it's probably going to continue to the upside, but we really need to break above this previous all-time high, and until we do, I think we still have some resistance to deal with. But hopefully the GameStop stuff is going to play out to be a good indicator that people are ready to invest again, and hopefully this will bring the summer lull to an end and we can get ripping again. But for now, it looks like we're still stuck within this trading range between about $72,000 and $69,000. Nice. And it looks like we're just waiting for some kind of catalyst that can send us in a decisive direction. Is it possible that we could fail right here and not make a higher high, getting rejected and coming back down to around $60,000 or so? Well, yeah, it's absolutely possible, of course. And I've showed you guys in the past this Bitcoin production cost chart. At the time of recording, we are above the electrical cost, which had recently jumped up to around $69,000, but has tapered off since then. And in the bottom of the bear market, you can see that we could come down to the electrical cost, but whenever that happens, it does indicate the very bottom of the floor, and usually that's the best opportunity to buy to make life-changing wealth. If you look at this orange line right here, that's the production cost though, and as you can see, sometimes we do break down below it in the bottom of a bear market, but whenever we start to go back up like we are right now, it usually does act as a bouncing place, which is kind of hard to show you because every time I come over here, things jump around a lot. But usually the first time we break above that line right after the halving, which is indicated by every time these red and orange lines basically double in size, here, here, and here, that we will sometimes struggle to stay above it, but whenever we actually do, that's whenever the parabolic phase of the bull market actually happens. So we could definitely come back down, but I really don't think it's anything to worry about because the production cost is at $63,000 right now, and we're at $69,000 roughly. So if we were to come down and have a dip before the major rip, then I think the bottom floor would probably be around $63,000, or maybe even 64 since it says 63,702. And then whenever we can finally manage to stay above this orange line, which is the production cost, I think that's whenever the major parabolic phase of the bull market is actually going to happen. So I'm not really worried about a $6,000 drop happening over the next week or so, because whenever we start going parabolic, we're probably going to be seeing those kind of gains in a matter of hours. The catalyst that's probably going to make that decision for us this week is the FOMC meeting, which everybody's going to be obviously paying attention to see if we can actually get that one rate cut that we're finally expecting to get sometime in December or something like that. Here we have the CME FedWatch tool, and as you can see, we got 1 day and 22 hours at the time of recording until the next meeting, and there is a 99.4% chance that we're going to see a continuation of the pause, and it looks like we also have a 91% chance that it's going to continue in the next meeting in July. At the beginning of the year, we were expecting at least 3 rate cuts this year, and now we're getting down to the wire, so it looks like we're probably only going to be getting one. In September, it looks like basically 50-50 if we're going to be getting a cut or a continuation. And then in November, it's basically undecided right there as well, with the winning bet being that we're going to be seeing our very first rate cut, but the odds are only about 46%. It does look like the market is expecting us to get at least one rate cut still by December, though, with a 40% chance of us being 25 basis points lower than we are right now, and only a 36% chance that we're going to be 50 basis points lower. That leaves us with 12% odds that we might actually still be in a pause at that time. But to me, all of this data is leading to a possible indication that we're going to be seeing a peaking of the market and possibly a bear market starting at the end of the year. There's a lot of things that are pointing to that, in my opinion, and this isn't going to be a popular belief, obviously. But with us going into the election, I think they're going to be printing a whole bunch of money. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Biden administration basically sets things up to where the economy is going to drop off a cliff as soon as Trump gets into office. This way, they can obviously blame Trump for the whole situation, and Trump might actually be inclined to just let it happen so that later on in his administration, he can say that he fixed the devastation that Biden had in the pipeline leading up to his being elected. That mixed with the fact that usually whenever the Fed does have to lower interest rates, it's because of some kind of economic crisis, leads me to think that what we've been seeing with AI and everything in the stock market might actually be a melt-up, and we might be seeing the peak and a lot of devastation going into the end of the year and possibly the beginning of next year due to a blow-off top in the market that could actually cause the 1% to not be able to pull the economy like they have been up until this point anymore. I'm not saying, obviously, that I think it's going to be ending right now, and I still do think that Bitcoin and the whole crypto market have a real good leg higher again still, and we're probably going to continue following this parabola that we have been for over a year now, but whenever we break down below that, especially if it lines up perfectly with everything at the end of the year and the Fed doing a rate cut and maybe even an economic crisis, this is probably going to be the best opportunity to get out. But it's going to be hard to do that because everybody seems to expect that the crypto market is going to continue ripping until the end of next year. So with it ending a lot earlier than everybody expects, it's going to be very emotionally difficult because people are going to be hyping you up and say that it's just going to like double or triple from here. I still think that the floor price for Bitcoin, even if we do see a sell-off at that time, is probably going to be the production cost. And with the production cost being at about $69,000 right now, even if we did top off at $100,000 and then came back down there, that would only be a 30% decline, which is something that's basically not even comparable to almost all of the bear markets that's happened up until this point. From that point, it might actually take off and become the real digital gold, because in the middle of an economic depression or recession, there's probably going to be a lot of people looking for some kind of monetary instrument that can't be manipulated and printed into oblivion, which is what got us into this situation in the first place. I think everybody kind of already can tell that we were in a recession and there's some kind of banking crisis or something like that coming up pretty soon. They're obviously just trying to put it off for as long as they can because of the election season that we're just starting to really enter into. But it does seem like a lot of people are just kind of drinking the tea and believing what the media is saying, which is that there's a soft landing or no landing and that the Biden administration is doing really great and the economy is ripping. That's only for the 1%, though. And I don't know about you personally, but for me, it seems like the rest of us are struggling. In the meantime, though, like I said, I do think we still have another leg up. And one thing that could actually push us higher is that it looks like maybe China is starting to re-enter the crypto market. You probably already know that Hong Kong recently got a bunch of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, and they made it clear that China's mainland investors can't actually invest in those at the current time, but maybe it's going to be a possibility in the future. Now, though, we've got another piece of news that is possibly indicating that they're starting to warm up to the cryptocurrency technology again, with this article on Forbes saying that there's a very big opportunity with crypto suddenly braced for a tremendous China earthquake. It says Bitcoin and crypto investor Brock Pierce has said that it's only a matter of time before China reopens its digital doors to crypto after its 2021 crackdown crashed the Bitcoin price. Is China going to open up to crypto? I'd say it's inevitable, Pierce said. Pierce co founded Tether, and he says the question is not so much if, but it's a matter of when. Pierce, who is also the chairman of the Bitcoin Foundation, teased a new Hong Kong based venture to the SCPM, says he's enthusiastic about what's happening in Hong Kong. This week, there were further signs that Hong Kong and China are gradually warming back up to Bitcoin and crypto, with Dubai-based crypto exchange Bybit announcing that it will allow Chinese nationals living overseas to open accounts and trade crypto. This means mainland Chinese investors, but only the ones that actually live overseas. Bybit is one of the world's top 3 crypto exchanges by volume, and it's pleased to announce the expansion of their services offering to the overseas Chinese community. This move is in response to the growing demand for secure, reliable, and user-friendly cryptocurrency trading platforms among Chinese expatriates and international Chinese communities. So with Chinese nationals living overseas now being able to buy cryptocurrency and Hong Kong investors being able to buy cryptocurrency, it does seem like it's just a matter of time until mainland Chinese investors are also going to be able to get into crypto. And there hasn't been any official announcement from Xi Jinping, but if we do get one here in the next coming weeks, then I'm sure it's going to cause cryptocurrency to explode, because that really would be a really great opportunity, obviously. And there's billions of people over there who are currently dealing with a crumbling Chinese economy. Not to mention, it seems like there's a global push to get off of the US dollar. So I agree with this article, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing more developments coming out over the next coming months. Finally, according to this article on Cointelegraph, it looks like crypto inflows have hit $2 billion in June, with Ethereum seeing its best week since March, with $69 million of inflows. To me, it seems like there's probably a whole bunch of pent-up demand that's really just being held back by the uncertainty of whether we're going to sustain a break above the previous all-time high. Whenever we actually can break above about $64,000 and stay there, I think this sideways period of time is going to be coming to a quick end, and we're probably going to be going pretty much straight up and to the right after that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What is the thing that's been holding us back, and when can we actually overcome that and start blasting off again? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if I brought you value. But most importantly, don't forget to do only good every day, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully we won't still be stuck at 69,000. Nice.